Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 14th. This week, we are just going to jump right in here, Aries, and we are going to see what is going on for you at this time. This is going to be part 1, and there will be a part 2 that is going to be linked up in the pinned comment down below. Aries, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Are you kidding me? You've basically had like a divorce situation going on for a while. It doesn't have to be a divorce. It could just be, a separation from a person. It could also be, if you're like leaving a job or separating away from something that no longer serves you. It could be a job, a business, an idea. But the universe wants you to know that something is clearly not for you. You have this not for you card. It's kind of interesting because I think in your last reading, I said something like you've tried to get this to work, but it's like you have this chessboard here, and I feel like it's saying you've tried to kind of like play the game with a situation. Could be a relationship, could be a business, whatever. But I feel like something is not for you, or something was a tower moment in the past. So this clearly was a tower moment. I don't think it is a tower moment any longer. Definitely was when it happened. I'm pretty sure I said the same exact thing to you in like one of your most recent readings. But you have the Tower, the Lovers, and the Devil here. The Tower has kind of like fallen. The Tower falls to bring us back down to reality. They have built those walls of the Tower up around them too high. And the Tower represents the fact that they need to come back down to Earth. So I always say that to me, the Tower is a good card because it grounds us in reality. It's like they are living not in reality. They are not seeing the truth of a situation, and now they're being brought back down to Earth. We can kind of choose with the Tower as well. You can see how one person is like, they look like they've been pushed out of the Tower. The other person is like jumping out of the Tower. They have chosen the Tower moment. They've chosen to release something. I wouldn't say that you chose this Tower moment, but what I would say is I feel like you are now choosing it. Or I feel like you've switched, let's put it that way, like your perspective on a Tower moment. I also think it's interesting that if we go down, we have the Hangman here. The Hangman, he is also wearing red and blue, just like the people on the Tower. It's popping into my head as a connection. So I kind of feel like you're finally seeing why something had to happen, or why a Tower moment had to happen, or whatever is what I would say here. You have the Lovers showing up as well. Could have been with the Gemini. I really don't feel that, if I'm being honest. For some of you, it could be a Gemini. For others, you have Pisces, Capricorn, Taurus. It could be anything. This is a general reading, but I kind of feel like this is you being at a crossroads at this time. I really feel like you need to listen to yourself. I mean, I feel like that's very, very true for everyone right now, Aries, but I think it's more true for you. And, there are a couple signs that I really, really feel need to kind of say, like, what do I want? What do I want on a very deep level? It's not going to be easy for you because, I'm not going to sugarcoat this, right? There are going to be things that come up, plain and simple. I was talking to someone the other day, and they're not an Aries, but they want to leave their country, and they want to move to another country, and they're like worried about their family. They're like, and which is that is a legitimate concern. I'm not discounting that or anything like that. And they're worried about what if I leave, and I won't be able to see my family and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah. But it's like, part of, if you come from a parent's perspective, it's like part of your job as a parent, right, is to allow your children to leave the nest. This is what I said to this person. It's like, you have to, part of your parent's job is that they raised you hopefully enough so that you could survive in the world. I'm like, so what better proof that they did a good job what better proof is there of you going to another country and experiencing something else and building your life somewhere else and doing all this other stuff? I'm like, really, that's like a great way to honor them in a lot of ways, because it's like, again, proving that they did a good job. I'm like, that's how you could even explain it to them, right? So, the whole point of saying this is that very difficult decisions for you that are very similar to that. Maybe you're not moving or anything, Aries, although I've said this, I feel some of you definitely could be moving. It's like there's like some difficult decisions where maybe there are some things that you're kind of like worried about having to do with family or other things in your life. But you do have the Devil. The Devil could represent being stuck where you are. But these people, those chains that are around their neck on the Devil, they're meant to look very loose. They're meant to look like something that they could easily lift off from around their neck, that they could easily take off. So, for a lot of you, I feel that, things could easily change, or you could easily change things if you wanted to with this devil energy. You could easily set yourself free from something. Next, you have this purification energy. I do feel that you are definitely being purified. This card always reminds me of the sun. Sunflowers in the tarot represent the sun. The sun also disinfects things, right? The sun is like the best disinfectant that there is, basically. So for a lot of you, I feel like you are kind of seeing the truth, and I also feel like you're purifying your life. The sun chases away the darkness, and I see that for you. It is popping into my head in this middle row as the truth, but I don't think it's like someone is coming in and telling you the truth here. I feel like the truth is, the thing that's being exposed here, Aries, is your own inner truth, which is very important. Literally, you have the Empress. The Empress is the card of kind of your inner truth in some ways, because she is the ultimate expression of being empowered, right? So if you're truly empowered, then you are definitely expressing who you are. You're definitely telling the truth. So we have the Empress, the Ten of Swords, and the Page of Swords here. I feel, again, that she is the ultimate expression of truth in a lot of ways. She doesn't traditionally represent truth, but just her energy represents truth. I mean, part of being the Empress is living your truth, right? Because, again, she's the ultimate expression of empowerment. People who are truly empowered are living their truth, plain and simple. So I do feel that for you. I feel like it doesn't matter what gender you are. Anyone can embrace the Empress energy. I feel like you are kind of embracing the Empress energy at this time, or it's at least you're trying to. I feel like this is like your goal is to have abundance, to be able to create abundance as well. She's holding that scepter, and that scepter that she's holding has grown the wheat that is in front of her. So it's kind of like you have the power to grow a lot of abundance in your life. There are some blockages, but we're going to clarify this and see. You have the Ten of Swords. Again, I feel like you realize that you're kind of in a lose-lose situation for some of you. It's kind of like there's nothing more. Like I feel like you're almost, I don't want to say you're wasting your energy at this point, but I feel like that's maybe the realization that you're having, especially if this is love. For a lot of you, I feel like you're kind of in this situation where you're saying to yourself, you know what, it's just not worth it. Same thing in work as well. It's like if you have a job or a business, I feel like things seem to be going down. It's like maybe you're doing twice the work for half the resources or something like that. That's what's like popping into my head. I do feel that's uncomfortable, of course, Aries, but I also feel like it's leading towards something much, much better. What I would say to you is that intuitively, I feel like your fear is this last card that you have, this antelope spirit. It says life is speeding up, but it's popping into my head kind of like in reverse. And what I mean by that is I feel like the fear is like, maybe you have a job, maybe you have a career, maybe you have a relationship that's providing you something. Ten of Swords to me is saying like less and less. It's providing less and less, or maybe you're putting more energy in and you're getting less out. The more you put in, it's like the less you get out, right? I feel like that life is speeding up card is saying that you don't realize that I think maybe mentally what you're thinking is if I leave this job, it's going to take me forever to go get another one. Or if I stop this business, it's going to take me forever to build the next one up. So it's like, I feel like, I don't want to say you're settling, but that's kind of like the energy I get. It's almost like you're settling for a situation because you're thinking it's going to take you a long time to get something else. I feel like this is saying, no, it's not. I feel like things are going to happen very, very quickly. You even have the Page of Swords here. Page of Swords says be curious. At this time, curiosity will be very beneficial. Again, you have this antelope spirit that says life is speeding up. So I feel like things are getting faster and faster in your life. I really like this for you, Aries. I feel like you're going to have to take a risk. Every single person has had the Five of Swords, which is blowing my mind this week. Five of Swords to me is a card of taking a risk because, we'll talk about it in a second, but it's a risk-taking card. It is a card of like wanting to win at all costs, but I don't really feel that. I just feel that you need to set yourself free from something because, again, I don't think you're... Again, I feel like if it's like a job, it's maybe you're saying, well, yeah, I have to do like twice the work, but at least I'm getting paid. Probably true. But what I'd say is I also feel like there's something much better that you would also enjoy kind of available to you, and it's going to speed things up very, very quickly. You have the Five of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Hangman here. I feel like this is part of the new perspective that you are gaining with the Hangman. Again, I kind of feel like he is tied to the Tower. It's like The Tower moment has happened. Again, maybe you've lost a relationship or you're giving to a situation that isn't giving enough to you. The Hangman, he's like realized this, but now it's time for him to take action. It's time for him to set himself free, and he needs to, kind of get off the pole. He has all the answers he needs. You also have the Eight of Swords here, and the Eight of Swords, she needs to set herself free. This is a card of self-imposed restriction or keeping yourself stuck in something, and I feel that you need to set yourself free. She's afraid that if the tide comes in, that she's going to drown, and she doesn't realize that she could just lean up against those swords, and she would be able to cut herself free, and she would be able to take her blindfold off on the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is about needing to set yourself free, needing to kind of realize that you're much more free than you think. And the Five of Swords, again, everybody's been getting the Five of Swords. I kind of feel this like more risk-taking energy. Again, the risk could be, leaving, like I said, could be some sort of attachment. We see this here with the Devil. Devil, Ten of Swords to the Five of Swords. The Devil could be, it doesn't have to be a toxic attachment. Again, it's like if you're moving and you're worried about what your family will think, that's like an attachment. It doesn't, but again, I think the Devil makes it seem like, oh my God, this is such a negative thing. I don't think it has to be like that. I think we can have attachments like family. There's nothing really wrong with it, but maybe it is holding us back. Maybe it is preventing us from spreading our wings, right? And I really feel this reading is saying, hey, it is time for you to spread your wings. It is time for you to grow. It is time for you to, kind of create your own abundance with that Empress card, because I feel like saying you were in a restrictive situation. A lot of you, if this is a separation or a divorce or a breakup, I feel like it was a very restrictive environment, where you were. If this is, a job, same thing. I feel like it was very restrictive in the sense that, I feel like you're saying to yourself, the more I put in, the less I would get out of this situation. So I feel like this is what you're trying to move away from, but I feel like we're going in a good direction, even though we have these cards. So again, part 2 is linked up down below.